Hi, everyone. It's Michelle from Studio City Now, and I'm talking to my friend, the incredible Marky Lennon, and I just love Marky. Big
Oh,
up to you.
thank you.
So, how are you? Thank you so much for this.
Good, good. I just threw myself together real quick and I was like, what's a good background to have for my seating? So it looks pretty good, huh?
Is that a background or is that your house?
It's my house, but just I just wanted it to look nice. People do like horrible. They have their camera down and they're at their face. And they're looking down. It's like, oh, it's just the scariest angle. So have it up so you look bright and happy.
And this is my house.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, you and I like to design.
Yes.
So I'm not sure where to start. I mean, I met you years ago, like in the 80s, which neither one of us remembers.
Right.
If we remember the 80s. But we reconnected, I guess, about 20 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, because of music.
Well, we both grew up in music. How is your sister doing? Marky's sister lost her house in the terrible fires.
She's doing great. I just got off the phone with her, um, and she's still dealing with stuff and a lot of paperwork and a lot of jumping through hoops. But she has us as family, and we did a GoFundMe page for her, so she got some money to help her get through. Plus, the government's helping her. They still don't know if they're going to be able to rebuild on her mobile home park mobile home park, trailer park. I don't know what they're called, but she doesn't know if she can rebuild. But her and her boyfriend, they live down the street from each other. They're going to try and rebuild. They're going to hopefully restore it the way it all used to be, and everyone else will be involved. And they're going to meetings right now. So it's been very hectic. But my brother luckily got her apartment, one of his apartments that opened up in Culver City, so she's close by. So it's not Malibu, but it's definitely Culver City, and it's very convenient.
I'm glad. Yeah, when you told me. Or actually, I read, and I did contribute a little. You know,
Nice.
yeah, of course, anything for you. But yeah, I've been very fortunate. I grew up in Laurel Canyon, and we didn't lose our house, but we've been evacuated many times.
Yeah.
So I just felt for her. But I'm very happy she's got a place. And your brother, I'm not sure which one because you have many.
I do. I have 8 brothers and 5 sisters. There's 13 total.
Holy cazoli. Wow. No late night TV?
Lots of late night TV. What do you mean? That's all we did.
That's all you did. They were busy.
Right.
So I'm not sure where to start. So I'll start with, I've known you as a singer for years.
Hmm.
Your older sisters are the Lennon sisters.
My cousins.
Oh, your cousins.
Yeah, they're my cousin Kip's sisters. Kip and Pat are my cousins, and they're in the band Venice with me, and my brother Michael.
Hmm.
Uh, and the four oldest sisters are the Lennon sisters, and they were on the Lawrence Welk show back in the 1955 till like 1955 till 1975, I want to say. So they were on TV every single weekend, prime channel, prime time. So all of America and Canada got to see them and grew up with them. So now when I talk to people about the Lennon sisters, unless they're 40 or 50 years old or older, they don't people don't know who I'm talking about. But then Saturday Night Live did the skit where they had the fake Lawrence Welk show, and I'm Janet, I'm Peggy, and I'm the one with little hands.
Denise.
The Lennon sisters just thought that was so funny, and they were so honored to be made fun of because our family's into joking and playing pranks and just it's a really fun family. So they were very much into that, and I got to talk with Fred Armistead, or is that his name? Fred Armistead from
Oh,
Saturday Night
wow.
Live. We met him, and he does the Lawrence Welk. So I go, my cousins are the Lennon sisters, and they really wanted to say that they loved your parody of them and keep it up and stuff. So he was really happy.
Yeah, me too. And, what the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't believe this. I got to rewind and see it again. Yeah, so obviously you grew up in a musical family and you went into that. And I've been following you since Star Search.
Yeah, yeah, we were on the very first pilot of Star Search, and yeah, we didn't win, but we should have. We lost to a three girl group called Hot, and they did like some stupid song, and we had all this energy, and we jumped around and did all this great stuff, and it was yeah, I don't remember what year it was, but it was like the late '80s, I think. I had short hair, so I was 21, I think. So it was like 81, 82, 83, or 84. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great.
So I don't have to ask you how you got into music because that's in your blood.
Yes.
But after Star Search, what did you guys do?
Well, we started out as Venice in 1978. We were in just kids in grammar school and getting into high school. And we started playing all the clubs around LA and Sunset Strip. We played all the Troubadour, the Roxy, the Whiskey. There's just tons of places, there were tons of clubs, and lots of clubs here in Venice as well. Opposite
Hmm.
the Marina del Rey and Santa Monica and stuff. So we played the clubs, and we were the only band that could do, the harmonies that the other bands couldn't do. They couldn't do Eagles and Peter Frampton and all this stuff with great harmonies and great musicianship. So we were able to do that. So we made a little niche for ourselves. We were playing with all these rock and roll heavy metal bands, but our band had four-part harmony, and we were really young, so it was a kind of a trip. So we'd play Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, 3 nights in a row, 3 sets a night, and getting out of there at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then having school. On we do Sundays too, and then we do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we'd have school on Monday,
Hmm.
and we go out to breakfast at 2 in the morning too. So I wouldn't get to bed till 7 and have to be up at 7:30. But that never got in the way of my schooling. It didn't. It didn't. We didn't really party that much. We partied a little bit, but we didn't overdo it. We were good boys.
So I hear. Yeah, so excuse me.
You
I'm
could
getting
edit that.
very cold. Yes, I know you had the flu at Christmas, and I just got over it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had COVID 3 times because I kept being around so many people. Because everyone's like, "Oh, it's safe to be out," and I'd go do a band show or something, and it'd be like thousands of people. And then I got COVID again. I never got COVID bad, but it was just an inconvenience. But I actually enjoyed COVID. I love being at home alone, and I love talking with people this way. And doing what we had to do, or meeting out in the front lawn for a drink, or I just embraced it because what else could you do? So.
Oh yeah, I had it twice, and I had some friends visiting, and it's like, well, we let's just get in the car and do everything we are going to do, but not get out of the car.
Yeah, it's
So, I enjoyed it too,
right.
which people are going to say you did, but
Well, but it's all you can do. You either make light of it or you're going to complain about it and be miserable. So just have fun with it. You know.
and yeah, and I decided life's too short to be miserable. I mean, I
Yeah.
know our age is 29, and life's too short.
Yeah. What did
Yeah,
you say?
so
You cut out. You said you just turned 29.
again, you know my age, I think.
I don't know. I don't know anyone's age. I just know mine. 62.
Okay, I'll be a little older.
Oh, okay. Hush, hush.
7.
Oh, wow. See, well, 70 is the new 40, so you're fine.
Hmm. You and I do the stuff people did. Well, I remember Grandma from Italy.
Hmm.
Um, you can't go out alone. You need an escort. It doesn't look right. Who cares, Grandma?
Right.
You can't take self-defense. Women don't do that. Like, Grandma, what if
Yeah.
a guy attacks me? Well, you can't go alone. You'll have a man with you. No, I won't. I have my protection dog, but if he
Yeah.
shoots my dog, what am I going to do?
Right. Right.
So I got a black belt.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have any videos of you doing karate?
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga. Sounds Irish. Krav
Right?
Maga.
It's actually Israeli street fighting,
Oh, wow, cool.
and I'm close to a black belt. Um,
That's
but
great.
a little off topic, I suggest everybody get a little self-defense. It's confidence building, and I'm glad I did it for
Right.
reasons I won't get into. But back to music. So you did the clubs. I think when I first saw you, it was Samo High.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we used
Um,
to play the lunch times at Samo High, and we'd also do their high school dances and stuff. And we did God, we did everybody's high school dance. That's how a lot of people remember us. You played my high school dance at Loyola and at Marymount and all these high schools. And so we became and then all these kids were old enough to go to clubs and then we transferred into clubs and we just played everyone's wedding reception, every club, every high school. There's my phone, sorry. Um, it's just amazing. I've lived a really a great life and been playing ever since for 45 more than 45 years, 46, 47 years. We've been playing together. Started out as a cover band and then moved to originals, and now we have two bands. We're back to covers again for fun and getting to play lots of corporate gigs and stuff. And yeah, it's just wonderful. So 45 years. So I never stopped doing this. So that's why our voices are still pretty good because we sing every month, every week, every month, every week. We never take a hiatus and then 2 years go by and you can't sing anymore, or you try and sing and it sounds different. But we've been going for 45 years. It's pretty amazing. All the other bands that were together years ago, they're not together anymore, and we're still together.
yeah, I know I didn't realize it was that long because it was a benefit for Samo High, and I saw you guys, and
Right. That,
Jackson came
that
on.
right. That was like yeah, 20, 30 years. It's been like um, yeah, around then. Yeah, that was later on in our career, but still very recent. And yeah, we got to do a great show with Billy Idol. We did another show with Jackson Brown, another show with David Crosby, another show with Hart, another show with America, another show with Fee Waybill from the Tubes, and I mean the list goes on and on and on. We just got to sing with everybody and be their background band. So yeah, it was just unbelievable, unbelievable.
But you're very, very fortunate.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I still have a picture of you with Cher.
Yeah, I was in the Star magazine. I was on tour with Cher for 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. And because I was really busy with our band, but I gave her a little bit of my time. And so we toured all over, and I got in the Star magazine. Cher finds new love. After 18 months without love, Cher finds new boy toy, or toy boy, I think they said. Mark Lennon from the band Venice. He played guitar, and I don't even play guitar. Cher loves to run her fingers through his hair. It's a big lie. She he was at a club and she sat herself right down next to him. His girlfriend was with him, but she didn't care. Cher didn't care. She just pushed her aside and told him how beautiful he was or something like that and asked him to be in her band. There's all these great lies. I love it. I have it framed. I'll go get it.
Okay.
So here it is.
I
Uh,
love it.
July, July 7th, 1992. You can probably look in the Star Magazine archives. And this is it. A picture of me. I don't know where they got the picture of me. And so I was on tour with her, but I did not make out with her. But I did get to kiss her. Um, I sang the duet that she does with Peter Cetera. After all that we've been through, it all begins with me and you. Da, 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 forever after all. Um, yeah, it's a great duet. And so she's had many singers sing it with her and no one could do it right. So I did it that night. And the night of practice, she came running across the stage and stopped the whole band and just planted a big kiss on me. She goes, no one's been able to do it like him, and you sound just like him. I love it." Blah blah blah. Because we really, when people want to hear that song, you can't. Peter Cetera can't be there, but you can at least try your best to sound like him, so everyone gets that feeling. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so she was really stoked. She was great to sing for. She was just she has like a reputation that she's like kind of a hard ass and kind of like Madonna, but Madonna's way worse. She Cher is more like a serious, hardworking, but really
Mhm.
funny, but doesn't take any shit, But she was totally nice to me, and couldn't have been nicer. And she wanted to sit with me on the ride home. She'd have her limousine, and we'd be in the band, the tour bus with the band. But she would purposely jump on the tour bus and sit behind me, and like talk to me about my cousins, the Lennon sisters, and how much she worked with them on the shows, Sonny and Cher show, and on the Cher show, and all these different variety shows they were on together. So they kind of grew up together. So she really loved them so much. And then here's this new kid who's their younger cousin, and was able to make me, part of her band. And she was wonderful. When it would be we'd be rehearsing, and she would come into rehearsal, and she would sing exactly like the record. She didn't half-ass it or sing, my voice. I'm going to rest my voice and do a little rehearsal, but it was like full on, full notes, every single note, perfect pitch. Uh, it was wonderful. A pleasure to work with her.
Wow, yeah, I've met her a couple of times in the early, early days
Hmm.
and just always liked her. She was married to Sonny when I met her.
Yes.
And I just remember she was so nice to me, a 9-year-old. It was like, oh, Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, she was with the Bagel Boy, Rob Camilletti. She was with the Bagel Boy, and he was always complaining, "Why'd you have to give me this Porsche to drive around town? Everyone stares at me." It's like, "Oh, you poor baby." You know.
I
Now her
feel
husband
for
is
him.
just beautiful, and she's got a beautiful husband. I mean, her husband, her boyfriend, um, and he's got a little kid. I don't know if he has two kids or one kid, but I saw him. I met her again just recently at Cirque du Soleil, so I got to give her a hug and catch up real quick. And she was just so happy with him and his little boy. And they had they bought him like all the cool things in the gift shop from Cirque du Soleil. So the kid was so happy.
Wow. Yeah, so that was 92.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have taken her from her boyfriend because we know can't do it with a straight face.
I know, right?
The star
Uh,
always gets it correct.
yeah, they're totally right on. Uh,
They never luck.
hmm.
So after Cher, which I know helped boost your career.
Yep. Um, well, like I said, I've always been in the band, so I never stopped doing that. And we did the Samurai shows with those celebrities. I worked with Cher. I worked with Phil Collins. I sang backgrounds for him for a year while he was promoting the Tarzan soundtrack that he did for Disney. That
Oh,
was
wow.
wonderful
Hmm.
because they were showing in theaters they'd show the movie, and so everyone was invited. All the radio people were invited to the movie theater, and then the screen would rise up, and there's Phil Collins band, and the audience didn't know it, and so everyone was just like freaked out. And I saw a bunch of people I knew every time we played different cities. I go, "Oh, there's so and so." They go, "Mark Lennon." Oh my God, what are you? And there'd be a free Phil Collins concert after the movie. So that was a big plus. That was a big promotion they did. And that was just unbelievable. Um, we got to work with Bruce Springsteen, and he held up his session for like, God, I mean, because sessions cost money. We're in there, and every hour we're in there, it costs thousands of dollars. But he held up the session for like 45 minutes, just talking to us, saying, "Don't give up." It wasn't until my fifth album, "The Baby We Were Born to Run," came out, and everyone thinks I was an overnight success. Like that was really, really nice of him, and he couldn't have been nicer. And then a few months later, I see him, or like a year later, I saw him in Dan Tana's in Hollywood, next to the Roxy. It's a great Italian restaurant where everybody goes to eat. So I was eating at Dantana's, and this person walks up in front of me and goes, "Hey, Lennon, how you doing?" I look up, and it's Bruce Springsteen. He had taken the time, gotten up from his table to come over to my table. All my friends are like, "How do you know him?" It's just the luck, just my life. But I was totally stoked too, and oh gosh, we got to work with Stevie Nicks a lot. Our manager was her manager, so for many, many, many years, we'd sing with Stevie, and she would sing with us. We got to sing with her in Red Rocks. We'd do a landslide with her, and
Oh,
then she'd come to a place called At My Place on Wilshire and 11th in
I
Santa
remember
Monica,
that. Yeah.
and she would do Dreams and a duet of Dreams with me and a duet of Landslide with me. And we just hang out, go to her house. We had her house in Arizona. um, hang out and party and just have these wild parties. And I remember one night, Kip, my cousin Kip, was, he wasn't a big partier and he liked to get his sleep because we had a show the next day. She goes, I'm going to sneak away. I'm going to do an Irish goodbye and sneak away and go sleep in the tour bus. And she was playing the piano and just said, "Where's Kippy? Where's Kippy? Where is he?" And I go, "Oh, he's sleeping out in the van." She goes, "Come on, we're going out there." So she took her tambourine and her big high boots, and she's walking out her front door into the driveway, into the tour bus. We're all following her like a big parade. It was just like Stevie Nicks parade. She's got this tambourine, tambourine, Kippy, Kippy, where's Kippy? It was so funny. I mean, I wish I would have had a videotape because it was the funniest thing in the world. And he was in the bottom bunk. When you have tour buses, there's a bunk and then another bunk and then a third bunk. So the lowest bunk is hard to get in, but it's really peaceful and you just the truck goes and you just sleep until your next show. It's really really nice. So she didn't look down that she couldn't bend over that well. She couldn't look down there. She couldn't find him. He was just praying she wouldn't find him, but he was laughing there too. So she walked out of the bus and we kept partying that night, and singing songs with her around the piano.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah, you were, was that Cavallo, Ruffo, and Farnoli that managed you, or?
no, Glenn Parrish.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still good friends with her, and he goes to her concerts, and I always ask him to get me tickets, but he can't. No, he's promised them to someone else. Um,
Should.
yeah, I'm trying to think what are the other great things I've done. I'm still living in the house. I live in the house I was born in, and I never
Oh,
moved out. Never moved out because I was the last child to live here in the back guest house. And then my mother and dad passed away, so the brother and sister sold it to me for a great price. I said, "If you sell it to me for a good price, I will allow you to have barbecues over here with your kids and swim in the pool." And so I got it for a steal, and I still have it now. And 75 years old, the house is, and I've lived here for
wow.
62 years. Never moved out for college. Never lived anywhere else. And I love Venice Beach, and I never want to move.
I, I don't blame you. Yeah, you invited me to a New Year's Eve party and I was in Temecula working.
Hmm.
Like, I'm gonna stop at Marky's, but if I did that, I'd be sleeping on your couch.
They're already taken. Too late. Yeah,
Yeah,
people call me months in advance. They go, "Is anyone on this couch? Is anyone in that bedroom? Is anyone?" Okay, you call first. You get first dibs. So yeah.
yeah. But the front of the
Oh,
house is
the
great.
parties here have been. We had a party here with 350 people. I actually counted. I go, "This is amazing," but no fights. Nobody threw up on the rug or anything. It was indoors and outdoors in the front yard and backyard. And so people like Jackson Brown were here and Tommy Chong from Cheech and Chong. He's a good friend. And so it was like such a few couple celebrities at my party, and I felt so honored. And this other artist from London, Julia Fordham, she was here. She had a big hit in the '80s. Uh, don't ask me why I'm running out of laughter. Tears in these eyes. Happy ever after. Anyway,
Oh,
so
okay.
she was here. Jackson was here. Tommy Chong, and my friend shows up and he runs in. He goes, "Oh my God! Guess who's here? Jackson Brown! I ran into him out in the front yard. I can't believe Jackson Brown's here." I'm standing right next to Jackson. He's talking to me. I go, "You mean this guy?" He goes, "Oh God, oh shit!" He felt so humiliated, but he goes, "That's all right. That's good. Thank you, brother. I'm happy you're happy. It's just so sweet." So I'm crying, laughing so hard.
Yeah, but you still look good.
Hey,
Wow. So how did you connect with Jackson?
um, that was through David Crosby, I think. We met David Crosby because his drummer, Dallas Taylor, was in rehab or in AA. And so his friends in AA brought him to come see us. He goes, "Wow, these guys are great. David would love them." Plus, we did Guinevere. We did like 3 or 4 songs by Crosby, Stills, and Nash in our repertoire. So he brought David to come see us. David freaked out, and he brought Rob Lowe. He brought Richie Havens, the drummer for Little Feat, and just brought all these
Oh,
other.
Kenny Gradney.
Yeah, and
Yeah, Kenny lives up the street from me.
oh really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. How about that?
So met David Crosby, and then through David Crosby, he brought Jackson, and it just snowballed from there. So yeah, we still get together every once in a while, and or I'll see Jackson. We have a club here in Venice called the Venice West, and I've seen them there a couple times when bands play that we both like, and we both end up going up and sitting in with the band, and yeah, he's great.
Oh, well, your party there, excuse me while I cough, that was so fun.
My party?
Your birthday party.
Wait, which one?
Oh, the one where I brought cupcakes.
Oh yes. Oh gosh, that was really fun. We had a show that night, and we all danced afterwards. And of course, you brought the best present of all. She brought me a this lady right here brought me a basket with cellophane, and then in it was just chocolate chip cookies and chocolate cupcakes, and that's all I want for dessert, you know. And I'm trying not to eat sugar. I'm trying to be good, but that was my one blessing and down, you know, one cheat day or cheat week. And I gave a lot away, but I didn't want to, but I gave some away because everyone saw me eating them and was so jealous. So that was lovely. Thank you.
I told the band,
Yeah.
I said, Marky will give these to you. I know him, which is why I made a lot of them. And, thanks to you, I'm down about 15 pounds now.
Oh, great.
Yeah, because we're both dieting.
Yes. Yeah. I saw a video of myself. I'm like, oh, you just look so blah. Like, do I look like that? You know, and of course the video ads or TV ads 10 pounds or whatever they say. And I was just sick of, feeling tired and now I've lost like thirty pounds since January.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
I'm still going. It's just fun. And people go, I couldn't tell. I go, well, yeah, well, if you saw me in Speedos, you'd see. I was wearing black all the time and I look skinny. But yeah, it it was fun. It was a fun experiment, you know. It's amazing when you put your mind to it and not, I wasn't drinking for a month and wasn't eating sugar, wasn't doing carbs. But I'd have all the fruits and vegetables and fish and chicken and turkey I wanted, and that was enough. And there's so many things you can eat, on when you're eating good. Especially nowadays, 20 years ago, you go on a diet and be like, oh, I can't order anything from this restaurant. But now restaurants have tons of choices that are on the healthy spectrum. So I'm very happy.
Me too. I gave up sugar and I gave up red meat.
Yeah, red
Uh,
meat for sure. Yeah, my heart. I was, worried about my heart, and
mhm.
like every 6 months, I will have a rare filet mignon. My body just tells me. So I get a rare filet mignon, rare. I send it back if it's not rare enough. I sound like a vampire.
Let me know the next time you have one.
Oh, really? Are you going to
I'll
indulge?
even bring them over and you can barbecue.
Okay. Well, I'm not the best with cooking meat. I don't know how to time it. I don't know anything about it. So I'd rather have it at a restaurant where I can order it and they do the dishes. Oh
I'm not allowed to barbecue here because I set the building on fire.
gosh, did you almost do that? Really?
No, I did it.
How did you set the building on fire? What happened?
I'm not really sure. It was about 15 years ago. And I thought, I'm going to have ribs. So I barbecue ribs. I didn't know you had to parboil them. And
Oh,
the fat
right.
dripped. And
Oh my
I
God.
set half one side of the building on fire.
Wow, you're still at the same apartment?
20 years.
That's so great. But you can't barbecue, or you're kind of joking about that, like
No, I
you.
really cannot barbecue.
That's a good story.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let me tell you how I fell out of a chair trying to break up with someone. Our daughter will be 50.
Oh, wow. You fell out of a chair trying to break up with someone? Tell me about that.
Oh, okay. I was pacing back and forth, and he said, "Sit down, you're making me nervous." So I sat at
Oh.
the edge of the chair. I had waist length hair. I did one of these to look sexy. I went,
And you've been with him ever since. No, I'm
actually, no, but we talk all the time.
good. Okay.
Yeah, I have your philosophy, and I actually got it from you. I do have parties. I invite my exes, and some of them are friends, except the one that tried to kill me.
Right.
Um,
That's why you learn karate. Or come on, Kathmandu, what'd you call it? Kathmandu?
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga. I wasn't far off. I
It
didn't
was
say too good.
close.
Um, yeah, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the song that I wrote. I think you're referring to that. That I have. 8 ex-girlfriends and 2 ex-boyfriends, and but I'm still friends with everybody, and they're all friends with each other. And I tell people, they're friends with each other on Facebook, and they're friends with each other in real life, and we all go out together. We all go to parties. We go to everyone's house. So I just don't, unless you have a horrible, I haven't had a horrible, horrible relationship where I had to break up and, tell someone to not stalk me or anything. I've been very lucky. I've been, really had great relationships. So it was, it was amicable. So why not have them all be friends? And plus I'm in a band, and it's so hard to say like, oh, you can come to the show and you can't. It's like that's not good. So I leave it up to them, and since they know that, they feel comfortable to come, and I love seeing them still. We don't have sex anymore. We're not together anymore, but I'm happy to see you, and I loved you.
I have that same philosophy. I actually learned it from you because
Did we date?
no, but I wish we did. But do you want to?
Well, after 23, after I was 23, I dated only men.
That I
So
knew.
yeah.
Bummer. But if you ever change sides, don't become a Republican. Yeah, but
Don't get me started on our president state, our state of presidency. Uh, yeah, we won't talk about politics.
you know what? We'll meet in Venice. I think Venice Fest is coming up. Then we can talk about it over vodka lime Bloody Mary.
Oh, nice. I think the Venice Fest is going to be on the same day that the Neptune parade is. So it's like the Neptune. Everyone dresses in like silver and turquoise and like undersea. They look like mermaids and Neptunes, and it's like dressed like the ocean or dressed like Little Mermaid characters, whatever. And we do. It's kind of like the Mardi Gras parade. We do a Mardi Gras parade in Venice every year. Me and Jeffrey were the kings last year. This year we handed over the crowns, and then we're going to be in the Neptune parade as well. And we everyone jumps in the ocean too because it's like the first day of the summer solstice. It's around that time. I don't know exactly, but look for the Venice Fest and the Neptune parade, everybody.
And those dates are, let me shut this because suddenly contractors decide to be outside my studio.
Ah, I can't hear them.
I can.
Let me get some water real quick. You can instead of water, I made my mushroom coffee. It's
I
you like that.
love that.
Yeah, they have that expensive stuff called Rise, but I can't afford that, especially now in this economy. No, but I found this one that has 10 mushrooms, and it's just wonderful. And I mix it with a little cocoa powder and monk fruit sugar, and with a little bit of real coffee too, just to have that flavor. And it's just wonderful.
Yeah, I am. I'm a true believer in the power of mushrooms.
Yes.
Sometimes magic.
Right. No, I love those too, and they say those are actually good for you. If you have a good trip, it's very good for you. It's very they're doing a lot of studies. There's this, I think it's a root or it's a mushroom called ibogaine,
Yeah.
and it helps reset your whole mind, almost like when you're a child again. It renews you, and so people with heroin addiction, they put them on it, and you have a really incredible trip, and it cures you of cured a lot of people of heroin. So I think it would work with anything, and also kids, people who are even like they're working with autism and with bipolarism and blah 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 blah. So if I ever get hooked on heroin, I want to try the mushroom therapy of ibogaine. I'm sorry, that's not funny,
If you
but
ever get hooked on that and you need, I will always be your sponsor. Yeah, no, I was living in the Caribbean at one time and they have something called the Bamba Festival. So during the full moon, people drink mushroom tea.
oh great,
It did nothing for me, but I had a lot of fun because I'm an ocean person.
right? Oh my golly, the ocean at night would be just wonderful. Oh, I love it.
Well, I was in Venice yesterday. Um,
I was too. I was down at the boardwalk yesterday, walking around.
so was I. Oh, how
Well,
funny.
it's a very big boardwalk. I didn't see you.
I didn't see you either. No, I take it back. I wasn't at the boardwalk. I was at the pier.
Yeah, that's kind of the beginning of the boardwalk,
Yeah, but I didn't go
peer
further
to
than that.
peer.
Yeah, my daughter and I, and unfortunately, we saw a deceased sea lion
Oh, on the beach?
on the beach.
Yeah, but do you think it was hit by a boat, or do you think it was just natural causes, or attacked by a shark, or?
It was the chemicals from the fire.
Mm-hmm. Right, I didn't think about that. I'm stupid. Um, yes, that breaks my heart. I can't believe we don't. Maybe we're going to see more and more because it probably takes a while for that to really to kick in to kill you. And I'm wondering if us people are going to be affected. Um, I'm in East Venice, but the fire pretty much blew all the smoke out to the ocean for the first 4 days of it, and then it
Hmm.
never came back in. It never really, but it was slight. Like you could kind of smell it in the air, and you could breathe a
Yeah,
little. So it's either going to show up later, 20 years, or a year from now. I don't know, or it won't show up at all. Maybe I'll be fine. I don't know. But it's
I'm
very,
I'm in Laurel Canyon, and I got evacuated because we some clown set a house on fire. But I took photos of the sky during the Palisades and Malibu fire, and I was just I can't describe how upset I was.
yeah,
Because I have my own feelings about how it started,
right.
which I won't get into.
Well, I'll give you mine. I think because of climate change, the winds were so crazy, crazy windy. That's the most wind we've ever had. I can honestly say in my life, living here 62 years. The winds were so awful, and because of that, and it's I don't know. It was any little fire would have been a disaster, but I think it was everyone's got their different opinions, but I know the winds were extraordinarily hard because of climate change, and it's going to get worse. And so who knows? Venice could even be next. Because once one building goes, you can't put the fire department on every single building if it's happening 20 miles away or 20 even 20 feet from each other. If the wind's that bad, you're just gonna you know. Uh,
That's my feeling too. There were 90-mile-an-hour winds. We don't have that. Those are hurricane winds.
Yep, and there wasn't even a hurricane. It was just hurricane strength winds. Like there wasn't any water or any dam.
Well, I see the chemtrails,
Uh huh.
and I have friends who say, "Oh no, no, that's jet trails." No, I'm a private pilot, and those are not jet trails. Those are
Right. They
chemtrails.
last forever. They last for hours. Jet
Mhm.
jets jet streams they go away after it follows the plane and they go away. But
Yeah,
they just crisscross and they go over. It's always yeah. I can't believe there isn't more talk about that. That it's not. I don't know.
I know. Well, I just pray Malibu and the Palisades can rebuild. Um, I actually saw this happen in Lahaina.
Yeah, that's exactly yeah. And the Lahaina shouldn't have happened either, but because the winds change and the winds are just the wind's never blown that way. And it blew so hard and constant that whole city it's just like the Palisades. It's like it's either conspiracy or it's climate change or both.
Well, my conspiracy theory is big business wanted to buy some of the homes and they set the fires. But
Buy
we'll
some
never
of the
know.
homes, or they wanted to buy the property
The property,
to build huge. I mean, to what? To build.
huge condos, who knows?
Well,
But,
that could be true. We don't know what he knows, but it'll all come out. Or when we die, we'll find out. I think that's what heaven is. You get to know everything that you don't know. You die, and then you're like, oh, that's how the fire started.
well, I was here for the Bel Air fires. So, I don't think you were born yet.
I don't know, Bel Air. I just remember we had lots of fires, but we're supposed to have fires. That's how our mountains recede. All the mountains are supposed to burn around here, but we can keep them under control. And but this was just no one could have controlled it.
This was sad. I mean, you had family lose homes. I had friends that I grew up with lose homes.
Yeah, 20 of my friends just gone. Houses like that, like this house I live in, houses that they've lived in forever, passed down from generation to generation. So it shows you that fire was not supposed to. It wasn't supposed to be that windy, you know.
No,
Yeah.
but you know, hopefully we'll rebuild.
Yes.
There's an Asian saying, I think it's Japanese. Out of something good doesn't always come something good. Out of something bad always comes something good.
Right.
And I believe we've all learned from this,
Yeah.
and something good will come out of it.
Let's hope so.
As I say in Yiddish, Alavai.
Olive
From your mouth to God's ear, such a deal.
Olive.
So you design stuff, which I
Yes.
know.
My latest creation is this jacket,
Mm-hmm.
and I put flowers. It's got flowers. They come down the chest here, and then across the front over to this pocket. So it's kind of like a little stripe. You know, just I just mix and match flower patches from Amazon.com, really cheap, and iron them on. And then my sister would sit on her sewing machine and sew them. It took like 3 hours to do this section. And then she's gonna do the second section tomorrow. But it's ironed on at least, so that lasts. So I just love it, and I have a couple more that I'm working
Uh-huh.
on. I think I can show you
Okay. Wow.
that one, and then the hoodie, a zip up hoodie right there. Can you see both of those? There's a
I
I got
can.
this. Um, yeah, so it's just so much fun because I saw them online at this. What's his name? James Was, I think. James Was, I think
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
designer, and his
Johnny
stuff.
was.
Johnny Was, and his stuff. Sorry, Johnny, you're probably listening to this podcast. It was just $450, and I can't afford $450. You know, plus he only makes women's stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, and I can make it for Christmas presents. I can make them to sell in Holland. To our fans in Holland.
Mm.
Um, oh, that's another thing I didn't mention. Our 30 years ago, we took off in Holland because someone got our CD over there, and now we've been touring Holland twice a year, Christmas and summertime. Be quiet. Uh, and so we go to Holland a lot. So it's wonderful. I get to make my these necklaces that are shells,
Oh,
beach
that's good.
glass, oyster shell worn down by the ocean, and then I glue beach glass and semi-precious stones. Or me and my friend Candace work on these. They're beach glass, uh,
Ooh,
kind of hard to, and just
that's
on leather,
beautiful.
and then wonderful abalone with just a little bead on it, or not. We have the ones without beads for guys, and just the abalone, and I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. It keeps me. It's very therapeutic, and I can, I have my art out there besides my music. The fans can. I don't like to call them fans, but the friends of the band can have a piece of me with them at all times. Marky.
Well, when you said, thank you for the cupcakes, I love you, that made my whole night.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So where can we find your beads, your music, your everything? Oh, well, before we even get to that, back to Holland. Because I think the last time you went, I said, check out Davina Michelle. Did you ever do that?
No, I can't remember what did you say? What was it?
She's a musician. Her name is Davina Michelle, and she sounds kind of like Pink and kind of like Adele, and
I
she
think you
is,
might have sent me a video, or I looked her up, but I didn't see her when I was over there.
I'll
But
look her videos. She's incredible.
oh, um, yeah, we're going to be going over there in September of this
Uh,
month. I mean, of this summer. So September into October, and a bunch of my friends are going to try and fly over and come over and visit us. Um, One of my exes, Jeffrey, is going to come with our friend Carla.
I love Jeffrey.
Yeah, he's great. He does my hair still. My hair doesn't look that good. I need to have it done, but he does my hair and keeps me looking young. Um, yeah,
Yeah. He's one of my Facebook friends. So
cool. Um, yeah,
I he's an ex. I thought you got, well, It's not important, but you guys are still together. But you're friendly.
No, we're both we're no. He comes over like once a month, and we go out to dinner. He lives out in San Pedro now, so
Oh,
but he misses everyone up here, and he cuts everyone's hair up here. He's all my brothers and sisters, and all the wives, and so he's got a lot of hair to do. So he comes up here about once a month, and we'll go out to dinner. He'll stay here in the guest room. Yeah, we're best friends forever.
I think that's wonderful.
Yes.
Wow. So, I was listening to a song the other day. I think it's one of my favorite Venice songs because it's so upbeat. 27th Avenue.
Yes, it's very kind of surf music like of Beach Boys, but kind of dun, 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 like the song Jessica. There was a song Jessica when we were little, when I was little.
Younger?
It's got a when I was younger, when it was it's very progressive, but without being bombastic. And it's just a great song about where we grew up on 27th Avenue in Venice, going to the beach
Hmm.
every day as children. And then later on, my cousin Kip ends up moving down there and living right where we used to say, like, boy, wouldn't it be cool if we lived here? And showed me and point these apartments, and now he lives in that apartment. So be careful what you wish for, kids.
Yeah, I like my two favorite lines where I gave a ring, where Marky asked me to sing, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was body surfing. We were both body surfing when we were. He was 16, I was 14, and we were taking off on this wave, and we paddled back out, and then I said, "Hey, would you want to be lead singer or try out for my brother Michael's band?" I go, I told him I'd ask you, and he goes, "Yeah, whatever, yeah, I'll give it a shot." And so he walked over and sang with the band, and he's been with us ever since.
And
I
have you
joined
know?
later, actually. I wasn't even in the band. I was just help. I was putting the. I was what do you call it when you do a business deal and you're putting the people together in business? I was doing the public relations. I don't know.
I,
Um,
yeah, I'm doing that right now.
yeah,
And
putting the right people with the right people. And then I started singing harmonies just at band practice, and they're like, "God, that sounds great, three part. What were we thinking?" So I joined. My voice hadn't even changed yet, so we did "Dreams" by Fleetwood Mac, and I sang that high part. It's only right that you should play the way you feel, but I sang it with my full voice because I was a young kid. And then my voice changed, and now it's just normal. Now it's low and sexy. But yeah,
yes,
but I never went through that puberty phase of my voice cracking or anything. I guess because I was singing the whole time.
yeah.
Um, it helps. That was fun.
Now, did you take singing lessons or it just came naturally or?
I took a vocal lesson about 40 years ago just to get a warm up tape, so I could warm up my voice because I wasn't warming up my voice at all. I was just singing sing at practice, sing at the gig, and I would get hoarse all the time. I go, why is this? They go, because you don't warm up your voice. So I got this half-hour vocal warm-up tape. It was on cassette, and I just memorized it because cassettes stopped being made, and
Hmm.
I memorized it, so I have it in my head. So before I sing at a show or a gig, or if I do session work, I do a lot of session work. I do commercials or voiceovers or singing uh, lead vocals on Pepsi or whatever, any kind of commercials from as little as a car dealership in Florida where they do. They want that's what I like about you, but you change all the words and make it about
Yeah,
cars and Tom Dealer's Ford. You just make, they're really bad words, but the guy I work with is really great. So uh, yeah, so a lot of I do session work. I do a lot of backgrounds of people's albums, and it keeps me busy. And plus, I like to paint and do my artwork. So
you paint also.
yeah, yeah. So what do I have around here? Oh, I don't have my big Indian painting. You can look on markylennon.com and you can see my paintings and all my stuff there. markylennon.com. And for Venice, you can go venicetheband.com, venicetheband.com.
I
You
will
can
check
put
that
that
out.
in lettering down below, in this video or something.
Yeah. I'll have my editor do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to.
Oh, okay, great. I thought you wait. That you said you did know how to edit though.
I edit the audio.
Okay, but what don't you edit the visuals as well too? To I mean, if
He does that for me.
oh, okay, great, great.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, just any lulls in the where we're both going.
my
Excellent.
editor's
Get that
great.
out of here. Make it look like a fast, smart interview.
Yeah, no, I just love talking to you because it's been ages. We don't spend more than a minute or two talking.
Right, right. Always in passing. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, we're playing Topanga Canyon. I don't know when this is going to air, but I think Memorial Day we're going to play Topanga Days Festival. So come out and see us there. And the Venice Heritage Museum is coming up. I don't know when that is, but we're playing the Venice Heritage Museum. You're coming to the Coach House, I think you said.
I always go to the coach outs, and because I have that all access pass
Uh huh.
that I created on my computer,
Oh. Well, I don't know how you got backstage last time. I was
I
like,
just
"Ooh,
said
you're
press.
lucky.
Yeah.
You're, you're lucky we're not changing or naked."
No, I think you were shaving.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's okay. I think that's sexy. But then I didn't recognize you, and I'm like, is Marky here? Yeah, I'm here. Oh,
Yeah, that's right. You couldn't recognize me. I'm right in front of you. I think you were just overwhelmed with the backstagedness.
you know, that was it. It overwhelmed me, and Kip was there, and Jeffrey was there, and then you came in. I'm like, oh my God, it's Marky.
Yeah,
It-
the pheromones were freeing.
That was it. But I did respect your boundaries, and I never posted that picture.
What picture?
It was a really bad one of both of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, always let me see the pictures before they get posted. People have done stuff. I'm like I'm like a blurry photo to begin with, and then I'm like doing a horrible face, like what? Like,
No, I don't. I don't post a lot of pictures of friends because to me it's just personal.
yeah. Well, sometimes they want you to post it. Like I love to post people to post photos because it helps my band get more work and shows that I'm pretty fun to be around. I think.
You are a lot of fun. I mean, I love hanging out with you when you guys play. Are you going to be doing Julie's joint anytime soon?
Oh, I want to. Russ and Julie's.
Um,
There's
the
Russ and Julie
Zippers.
house
Well,
concert.
either one of them.
It's a husband and wife, right? They do the house concerts,
That's Russ and Julie.
right? And it's called Julie's Joint, right? There's a
No, that's
bunch of house concerts we play. There's a Stardust concert series, which is Janie Thorne. That's really
yeah,
fun. I want to do that again. And then Russ and Julie's. I think it's called Julie's Joint, or there's a different place called Julie's Joint. But
different
anyway,
place.
I'd love to play, that, and I want to play there more. And we seem to sell out, every time. So I don't know why we don't do it more often because it's lovely to do a house concert. So we got to get in touch with them.
Yeah, Julie's joint is Julie and John Zipper.
Okay, right. Outdoors.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone brings food and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Which I don't eat because I'm weird about buffets.
You're a conspiracy theorist and an anti-buffet person.
I've gotten food poisoning before, and I'm like,
Well, are you afraid to go out to eat?
no.
Oh, okay. So restaurants are okay, but a buffet, what do you call it? Where everyone brings a potluck.
Well,
Potluck scare you?
all those people breathing on the food, unless I'm
I
first in
think it's
line.
like cockroach theory. I think you gotta have everyone's germs and eat all the germs and eat a mud pie now and then, and you'll never get sick. That's why I never get sick. Well, I had COVID 3 times and the flu last summer. No, but
Oh my God.
no, I don't really get sick that often. I can't afford to.
No, no. And, you can't talk, you can't sing if you're sick and
Oh, I
whatsoever.
thought you meant I can't talk and I can't sing.
Yeah. And that's your livelihood.
If you can't tell, but this is a mirror. Wait, how can I do that?
Oh,
It's
no,
a
I can tell because
I have two
So,
vases. I have two vases and two.
two
So there you go.
Markies.
Two Markies.
So I'm going to let you go. How can we find you?
VeniceTheBand.com and MarkyLennon.com. Marky with a Y.
Marky.
Lennon at hot.
Mousc.
What? What?
Mousc.
MOUSC, Mickey Mouse, Marky Mouse, Mickey Mouse, bum ba dum. All right, my love, pleasure.
Big hug.
Let's do this every year. So check in on Marky once a year, and you know we'll do an update.
Um,
Maybe I'll have black hair. Maybe
uh,
I'll have no hair.
I can't picture you with no hair, but the picture that I have, a friend of mine put froze on both of us.
Ah, you got to send it to me.
It looks horrible.
I know, but send it to me anyways. That's hilarious.
Okay, next time I see you, my hair will be longer and you and I will both be another 5, 10 pounds smaller.
Great. Yeah.
Great. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Love you forever.
Bye, Zoom.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
podcast.
Goodbye, world.
Oh,